Hello everyone and welcome to Scania's press conference here at Busworld 2017. Scania has so far experienced a very successful year in our bus business and we are looking forward to sharing lots of news with you here today. A lot of focus will be on sustainability related products and solutions, and it's also in this field that I will share the first news of today. Only 3 weeks ago, Scania joined the global industry partnership on soot-free clean bus fleets, where we commit ourselves to provide clean Euro 6 buses to 20 major cities in Asia, Africa, Latin America, and Australia already by next year. By signing this partnership, we commit to provide the clean buses, and the cities like Abidjan, Bogotá, Cartagena, Johannesburg, Jakarta, and Mexico City, they in their turn commit to supply clean, high-quality diesel and alternative fuels. These cities all have in common that they want to improve air quality because of health reasons, and Scania is ready to support them. Scania's ambition is to lead the shift towards a sustainable transport system. And this example of this partnership is only one example of how the bus business is leading us ahead on that journey. I would now like to introduce Christian Levin, Head of Sales and Marketing, that will tell us a little bit more about how Scania is meeting this challenge. Christian?
Absolutely. Thank you, Åsa.
The floor is yours.
Well, let me start by saying how great it is to be back here in Kortrijk again, and how great it is to talk about our bus business. Yes, Åsa, you said successful. Let me say more than successful. We are heading for a second consecutive all-time high year, both in sales and in deliveries. You also said we're into a lot of exciting change, so it is, and we have a full range of products and services to answer to that change. So take a look around you. You have all sustainable technologies represented in the stand. We have the full battery electric, we have the hybrid, we have the gas bus over there, we have biofuel, you have HBO behind that one, and the only thing I would have to add is the ethanol bus that we didn't bring today. But regardless of technology, it must offer a reasonable total operating economy to be a viable alternative. For most operators, relying only on uncertain subsidies is not an option. We need clean, green, but also lean bus operations. So let me slightly broaden that picture. Sustainability and operating economy is also about utilization, in making use of those valuable buses the most efficient way possible. Every unnecessary hour spent in a workshop is frankly just waste. It's waste for the operator, it's waste for society, and of course it is also waste in not providing the service, transport service for passengers that they expect. Good news is that this waste will more and more be a thing of the past. Connectivity with close vehicle monitoring means assured service and repair. With our very popular Scania Fleet Care service, we take full responsibility for planning and execution of all service and repair. And because we have a large staff of service technicians serving many different customers, we can carry out the work cost effectively. Operators can hence devote their valuable time to provide the best passenger service with a precisely sized vehicle capacity, making good profits. I am today very, very pleased to announce that Scania is leading the way by extending this service with an uptime guarantee. It is a world premiere. We're first in our industry to offer this service. So according to their circumstances, operators can decide the exact percentage they need and when they need it. We will guarantee that agreed level. This service can be precisely tailored to the operator's businesses, and when their operational needs are the greatest. For example, a city bus operator might opt for 99 or even 99.9% uptime, Mondays through Fridays, 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Scania will make sure that the operator's needs are met. That means for us carrying out maintenance in the evenings, at night, or during the weekends. An occasional service operator might instead opt for prioritized operational availability during their peak seasons, opting for an uptime, while limiting the engagement during the other months of the year. Each Scania Fleet Care contract with uptime guarantee will thus be tailored and discussed individually. Scania will continuously monitor uptime and of course provide automatic compensation for any deviation from the agreed terms.
Thank you, Christian, for sharing this news. Uptime is, of course, key to an efficient public transport system. And public transport is key in a sustainable transport system.
So it is.
But what do you really think is needed to make this shift to sustainable transport?
Well, I put it bluntly, I will say less people in cars and more people on buses. Right?
Right.
And this continued growth of passenger car transport, it's simply not sustainable, regardless of what they have in the tank. Growing cities will simply come to a standstill with traffic, with gridlock traffic where neither people nor goods will arrive as expected. Cities have addressed this situation with a number of different measures, be they congestion charge, no traffic zones, alternative odd even registration plates, minimum passenger quotas for cars, and possibly many more measures that I'm still not aware of. And these measures, these prohibitive measures, they can temporarily, maybe even permanently, force people out of cars and onto buses and other public transport. But who is happy standing sardine squeezed trying to reach the nearest handrail?
No, I totally agree. I think we've all been there. But how do we then really make sure to move all these people from cars and into buses and provide that comfort level that we need?
To achieve this, I believe we also must add comfort to the sustainability equation in order to attract travelers. And I also think it's important to start focusing on the slightly longer journeys, in particular suburban traffic, that you will hear a lot about shortly, and our solutions that we are presenting there. But in a Scania Citywide low-entry suburban bus, or in a Scania Interlink Low Decker like this one, you can enjoy a comfortable, quiet, and not least productive journey. In what essentially is a private space, passengers can benefit from Wi-Fi to work or to study, or simply relax after the day's tasks. So to summarize, together we need to offer better alternatives. We need efficient, swift, comfortable, and frequent public transport. And we need policies that paves the way.
Thank you so much, Christian.
Thank you, Åsa.
It's very important what Christian just said. We do need policy that support the transition and at the same time leaves it up to the operator to choose the best available technology fitting their specific needs. Technology neutrality is an important principle here. And Scania can provide all alternative sustainable technologies, as you can see here today, in both urban and suburban applications. And here to tell us more about the needs of the city is Karin Rådström, Head of Buses and Coaches. Welcome, Karin.
Thank you, Åsa. Well, first of all, I'd like to say how proud we are to showcase the Scania battery electric bus. It's an opportunity-charged bus, fully developed in-house by Scania, including the powertrain. I'm equally proud to say that this completes our full range of sustainable transport solutions with ethanol, gas, HVO, biodiesel, hybrids, and also battery electric buses for the inner city as well as for the suburbs. This wide range is unmatched by the competition. For Scania, sustainability is not something novel or high-tech. It's business as usual. Last year, over 1/3 of the buses we delivered were Euro 6, and over 25% of the buses were low-carbon buses running on alternative fuels. So this year, it will be even more.
Impressive, Karin. Scania is really fully equipped to meet all the needs of the customers. One of the megatrends that our industry is facing is rapid urbanization. But as I understand it, it's really more about fast suburban growth than actual growth in the city centers. And what implications does that have for bus operations?
Yeah, also you're right. People aren't actually moving so much into city centers, but rather to the suburbs. What we're seeing now is that most transport growth is not generated in the inner city, but in regions and suburbs, as well as to and from the city centers. This means longer commuter trips to work and, unless there is adequate public transport, more journeys by car. We also see that the further you live from the city center, the more likely you are to take the car instead of the bus, meaning more greenhouse gas emissions and more traffic jams. Suburban transports actually consume 3 times the amount of fuel of inner city bus travel. Despite that, we see that when talking about the challenges with congestion and air pollution, there is a little bit of over-focus on the inner city travel only, while to really achieve an impacting shift to a sustainable future, we need to make suburban public transport safe and attractive.
Yes, these are the facts, but how do we then really make sure to meet and understand the needs of these growing cities?
Well, we need to plan for both inner city and suburban transport. From an operator perspective, we see that gas and hybrids will generally give the best fuel economy. 2 years ago, we were here at Busworld with the world premiere of our Scania Interlink. It's now a well-proven bus, already a success in over 15 markets. That's why we are so proud and happy to be here today to showcase our new Scania Interlink Low Decker hybrid bus. This is an economical and climate-friendly bus, especially in combination with biodiesel. And I would say that with our hybrid, you really get the best of 2 worlds, the long range and the low emissions. Let's see how Scania hybrid buses are operating in one of the cities that is in the forefront of the shift, Madrid.
Madrid is one of several major cities aiming to phase out the use of diesel-driven buses. With the dramatic growth over the past decades, dealing with traffic congestion, safety and environmental concerns are important issues on the agenda. In the suburb of Majadahonda, Scania's hybrid buses are used to meet the demands of an ambitious target.
Cojo el bus todos los días. Creo que son una nueva invención que nos puede venir bastante bien, sobre todo a los madrileños que tenemos mucha contaminación y puede mejorar mucho el tráfico.
Ahora, hombre, estos híbridos es fenomenal, prácticamente están muy insonorizados. Ya no tiene nada que ver solamente con los de gasoil. El de gasoil, la verdad es que tiene muchísimo más ruido. Pero esto, una vez que le paras, el motor se para y está en bajo consumo. Y la verdad es que muy bien, muy bien. Yo pienso que se sienten mucho más cómodos salir aquí, no sé, mucha más tranquilidad. Creo que van bastante más relajados, incluso van bien.
many cities are starting to think in terms of alternatives. Åsa, you mentioned the industry partnership on soot-free buses. We are, of course, really happy about this action now being taken by major cities across the world to spearhead carbon cutting and to promote the health of people living in megacities. And this is actually happening here and now. Cities such as Cartagena in Colombia and the Indonesian capital of Jakarta have already transitioned from old technologies directly to Scania Euro 6 gas. For many, gas is an attractive alternative, especially in places where there is not diesel of Euro 6 quality. The cities can really jump directly to Euro 6 by opting for gas. Gas has many benefits: lower noise levels, significantly lower harmful emission, and they give fantastic fuel economy, both for the inner city and for suburban transport. In the UK, Scania has set a new standard with our double-decker Euro 6 gas buses, a world-unique offering. These buses are currently running in Bristol, Nottingham, Sunderland and Reading, and we also see great interest from many more cities. Many cities start with natural gas to get going, but it's really encouraging to see now that there is a shift towards more and more biogas. As biogas becomes available, this locally produced fuel will be instrumental in the shift to fossil-free societies. All across the world, communities, small and large, are now looking at how to best make the shift. Let's look at how Colmar, a small city in French Alsace with 68,000 residents, has adopted Scania gas buses.
Nous avons fait le choix donc d'un réseau avec des bus au gaz naturel puisque c'est le moins polluant pour des raisons aussi géographiques. Colmar est dans la bande rhénane et nous avons ici un problème de pollution aérienne avéré et que nous devons prendre en compte aussi en tant que gestionnaire de services publics. Je n'ai eu aucune remontée négative de la part des conducteurs et des conductrices. Ce sont des bus de qualité, ils sont esthétiques, ils ont un aménagement à l'intérieur qui vraiment satisfait, je crois, l'ensemble des utilisateurs. Nous avons maintenant quelques mois d'utilisation de ces nouveaux bus sur le réseau. On a déjà eu les remontées maintenant des utilisateurs. Je crois que là, vraiment, c'est unanime. On a une satisfaction de la clientèle. Ils sont très beaux. C'est important d'avoir des bus qui puissent aussi avoir cette image de dynamisme pour notre réseau. C'est un plus.
Ladies and gentlemen, our product portfolio has never been greater, and it's never been greener. So, my final message is, let's not forget that while cities are all about downtown bright lights, they also extend into vast suburban areas. Every city is unique, and there is no silver bullet. With the broadest range of vehicles and services, I'm sure that Scania can match your needs here and now. Thank you.
Thank you, Karin, for taking us on that tour of cities and not least suburbs. Yes, the transition into a more sustainable transport system needs all available solutions. And who is better placed to talk about what solutions Scania can provide than Carolina Wennerblom, Director of Product Management and Pre-Sales. Welcome, Carolina.
Thank you, Åsa. In our stand today, we have Scania's most comprehensive range ever. We have buses and coaches for city, suburban, intercity, and long-distance travel, and everything in between. But let me start by first outlining the vehicles that will traffic the suburb to city centre routes. And let's have a look at the Scania Interlink Low Decker, now for the first time as a hybrid. This is one of the first hybrid intercity buses cutting fuel consumption and thereby carbon emission with up to 25%. And when run on HVO, over 90%. It's a Scania vehicle from bumper to bumper with a fully integrated powertrain. So what does that mean? Well, from an operator perspective, that means full support through the Scania network and an increased uptime. It definitely offers the comfort that we talked about. And over here, you have the Scania Citywide low entry Suburban operating on gas. Another great bus with the desired comfort level.
Yes. And as we've heard earlier from Karin, gas is the most readily available alternative when cities seek sustainable solutions. What can you offer operators here today?
Well, across the board, Scania is introducing new tanks for compressed natural gas and biogas. And we know that operators will appreciate the extended operative range. In spite of having increased volume by 10%, we've cut weight, and lower weight potentially translates into increased passenger capacity.
And what about coaches? Do we need to be equally carbon conscious also in this segment, especially considering the longer distances, maybe?
Absolutely. And here at Busworld, we have the versatile and cost-efficient Scania Touring coach. Scania Touring offers an exceptional fuel consumption and great value for money. And the coach that we have here in the stand today operates on HVO, slashing carbon emission with up to 90% compared to conventional diesel. Next to Scania Touring, we have the Scania Interlink Low Decker, an attractive, complete intercity bus or coach that meets the highest standards. And through our flexible concept, it can be tailor-made to your operation. It was launched last spring as the top of our Interlink family range, and it's increasingly popular with European coach operators.
And you have saved the greatest for last, right?
Yes. The time is ripe for Scania to unveil its first battery electric Scania Citywide low-floor bus. And as Karin mentioned earlier, this is an opportunity charged bus, which we believe is the future for inner-city high-capacity flows. Like all the other vehicles in the stand today, it's a Scania vehicle through and through. Scania quality, Scania durability, and Scania reliability. So there you have it, Scania's full sustainable lineup, available here and now. And all these products can be offered together with our extensive range of finance and service solutions, providing operators with the best possible uptime through an efficient system.
Thank you so much, Carolina. I would like to invite the whole Scania team now on stage. And thanks to all for sharing all this great news with us here today. This will now conclude Scania's press conference today at Busworld. And I'm sure you're now eager to come and look and feel for yourself, and you're free to visit the stand. We will also be available here throughout the day to answer any question you might have. Thank you so much for joining us here today.
Thank you.
Thank you.